Coach, from a wide receiver's standpoint, what have you seen different between Gary Kubiak's offense compared to Mark Trestman's?
Wide receiver standpoint?
Yeah.
God, not a lot. I mean, we're just trying to build on what we really started last year. It's a lot of carryover. But at the same time, Mark's doing some different things in protection and some routes situationally that will allow the guys to probably get deeper or handle some hots. But, there's a lot of carryover.
When it comes to technical reference points for receivers, you hear some refer to them as number 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Some refer to them as X's and Z's and Y's.
Right.
Is such stuff overrated, or does that really have importance because versatility is so prized today?
I think anytime you can be a versatile player is great. And obviously, in certain sets you're going to have starters. I think that's where guys get labeled a number 1 or number 2. If you're a starter, you're probably a number 1 or a 2. But I just look at guys that can play. How can guys fit in and help this team win ball games? And, again, the more versatile you are, the better you are, the more chance you have of getting on the field. JB's had an unbelievable OTA and minicamp, in my opinion. I just think he really came back driven. He came back in great shape, and he made a lot of plays. He's a guy that, he moves. He moves pretty fluidly. He's a big guy who's strong, really good hands. He made a lot of contested catches in this camp. So, just looking forward to seeing how we can continue to allow him to grow.
Bobby, do you think the opportunity will be there for Marlon Brown to take a significant step forward this year?
Yeah, Marlon's a worker. You saw Marlon really come on strong the last half of last season. And, we see the same thing in the OTAs and the minicamps. Some of the same things I just said about JB, you can say about Marlon. He's made a lot of plays, and he understands multiple positions. He's a worker, and he's a technician who's learning how to continue to hone his craft.
The wrap-ups for you. With young wide receivers, how do you kind of, when they're having concentration drops, how do you coach that out of them? What is kind of the focus there? And try to get
They have to work through it. Concentration drops, or whatever drops, you just come from just catching the ball more and being more focused.
How competitive do you envision the receiving competition? That's one of the most people talk about.
Yeah, I see it as extremely competitive. I mean, I think you got a room full of guys, honestly, that can play in this league. Obviously, we know the numbers won't allow that for the Ravens, but very impressed, man. And that starts with Ozzie and Eric and Joe and all of those guys and how they scout and the coaches and their evaluations and just the collective effort to really bring a lot of good football players in here, and it's showing. So I reap the rewards of that one.
Coach, I saw you working with Perryman on his releases, and he's getting really good releases out of the slot. How do you feel about his progression, and is he what you thought he would be coming into this minicamp?
Yeah, we're pleased with where he is, and we just talked. He still has some work to do, as a lot of rookies do. But I'm excited about what he did. He came in here, he showed the speed we thought he had. He caught the ball consistently. There's a few that he knows he should have had. He worked his releases. He played fast. But there's things that we just got to continue to progress him on and that he's got to continue to work on to improve. And that's any receiver working his fundamentals.
What are the things you want to do with him in order to get his hips looser and change the direction better in his route?
Well, our program here, man, we have all types of flexibility and proprioception, and the sky's the limit to how much time he's willing to put in. And he's a worker, and then on the field, we just keep working the fundamentals, getting in and out of breaks, transitioning, tracking the ball, being aggressive back to the ball, all of the things that he's been working on since he started playing receiver.
He had the drop issue in college, and that was part of the rap on him. How do you address that?
I just think that, you can do a cut up and show anybody having a few drops. He caught the ball really well here, and we expect him to keep catching the ball well.
Some people said he was raw too. Is there? What are the areas where you think he needs to maybe grow up as a receiver?
Like I just said, fundamentals. Getting off the jam, running off the ball, in and out of his breaks. But a lot of receivers that come into this league continue to have to work those things. So to me, I love what I see. We just got to continue to build on it.
Can you talk about the influence of a guy like Steve Smith to be able to help these guys come out here and work the technique?
It's invaluable. And Smitty and his leadership has been invaluable. You got a guy that's 15 years in this league, and he doesn't have to be here, but he came out here and worked hard every day. And, he put in the time physically, he put in the time mentally to really grasp the changes that we were making and further enhance how he understood this offense. And, when he pulls a young guy aside, they're going to listen. And when they see his work ethic, they better listen. So his experience and his leadership right now has been invaluable, not only for the receivers but for our entire team.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Hey, guys, because a number of people talked about Jeremy.